Inter Milan 1, Arsenal nil. Another day, another Arsenal defeat. And you know what? The first half, I was fighting to stay awake. Boring football, very little created. Thinking back to what, 21 years ago was it when this man, Thierry Henry, 5-1 in the San Siro, just wishing we had a player even half on his level at the moment. And then the second half, listen, you know what? Let's start with the first half. First half, we tried to build our way into the game, into the bar in the first couple of minutes. They had a shot just wide. We had a couple of shots. I think Saka had a shot straight at the keeper. That was about the best. Marino got clattered by the goalkeeper. Was it a penalty? You don't really see them given, do you? They get away with that, goalkeepers. They can sort of clatter you with their fists. The referee gave a corner which would indicate he thinks he got some sort of contact on the ball. And then Marino gives away a penalty. I thought it was harsh because of how close he is. People saying the arm's outstretched. I think the difficulty is those penalties are being given in the Champions League. The penalty that Arsenal got against Shakhtar at home a couple of weeks ago was a bit similar, where the guy was very close. They seem to be giving these penalties in Europe. So I don't know what the rules are in Europe, to be honest. It looked harsh. He's only a couple of yards away. But Inter Milan scored straight down the middle, Calhanoglu. And we went in at half-time, a goal down. You're just thinking, we have not created anywhere near enough to win this game. Marino gets dragged at half-time for Jesus. Now, I know he's new to the club, and you don't want to write players off too early. I mean, I remember this man, Thierry Henry, his first 10 games, he was pretty slow. But this guy, Marino, has looked dreadful since he signed for the football club, man. To think we paid 30-odd million for him with a year left at the age of 28, he looks way off it. His impact on the game is minimal. He looks slow. He's not shooting. He's not winning duels. I don't see good passing. He started terribly at Arsenal, and getting dragged at half-time tells you everything, because Arteta very rarely makes a half-time change. Second half, what can I say? Listen, I'll give the team some credit. They were the better team second half. They looked the more likely to score. And I do think they gave it their all. So let me give the team some credit for that. However, it's not enough. I'm not being funny, people. But when did Arsenal turn into Stoke City? I've just watched Arsenal put 40-plus crosses into the area against a well-organised, tall Italian league team defence. We all know one of the biggest strengths of Italian football is defensive organisation. They're playing 5 at the back, 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs. Most of them are tall. Bissek, De Vrij, big guys, Dumfries. And we're whipping in high crosses. I thought we had Duncan Ferguson, Niall Quinn and Les Ferdinand up front, the amount of high crosses we were putting in. At one stage, I had to change the channel because I thought TNT Sport had got stuck. All I saw was Saka, touch, cut inside, whip in an in-swinger, headed away. 40-plus crosses into the area. Where's the long shots? Where's the through balls? Where's the counter-attacks? Why don't you put low crosses in? Try and do something different. 40-plus crosses. Cross the ball and hope for the best. Stoke City FC. Mikel Pulis. We just need Rory Delap, Shawcross, and Ricardo Fuller up front with diamond earrings. What the hell is this? 700 million to play this kind of football. We're the Arsenal. We'll take 1-0 to the Arsenal if you lead us to the promised land. I'm not taking defensive, boring, put-you-to-sleep football and you're losing. Arsenal have not scored a goal in their last 4 away Champions League games. Not 1 goal in the last 4 games away from home in the Champions League. 1-0 against Porto, 1-0 against Bayern Munich, 0-0 against Atalanta, and now 1-0 against Inter Milan. What are we being subjected to as a fan base? We know we're not going to win every game. We understand that as fans. We're realistic enough to say we won't win every game. But when you've drawn against Brighton, when you've lost against Bournemouth, when you've lost against Newcastle, when you've thrown away a lead against Liverpool, scraped a win against Shakhtar Donetsk, and put in the worst performance of the season away at Newcastle, You expect eventually to see an Arsenal team put in a performance. We scored 91 goals last year in the league. What has happened to the attack? The window that people dressed up, because people say, oh, you criticising the club, you're doing it for clicks and views and likes. No, actually, the people online that lie and say that the transfer window was good, that pretend they've watched Bologna all season and tell us how great Calafiori is, that tell us that Mourinho was outstanding last season like they watch Sociedad every week, and then say he can unlock Raheem Sterling like he's the janitor in the school with the master key that opens every door. They're the ones lying. They're the ones who are being toxic, pretending everything's great because they're afraid to call out the club, because they get sent the home shirt a week before it comes out, because they get hospitality tickets sent from the club. Oh, we like you, 200,000 followers online, and you're always praising the club. Here, I have free tickets to our next game at home. They're the ones pulling the club down. Because this is all a facade, people. This is the Truman Show in real life. I'm waiting for someone to pop out with the cameras and say, surprise, this was a social experiment. You're caught in the Matrix. Here's Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves. Don't worry about it. It wasn't real. Omri set you up, and now we've tested you for the last 20 years. But they won't call it out. They'll blame the ref tonight. The penalty was dodgy, I get it, but they'll blame the ref. They won't talk about the 40 crosses that we put in, the lack of ideas. What about the people who said Havertz could score 20 league goals this year? How's that going? 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. Are we going to sing that song? You know, is he going to do that celebration again? Because to me, this guy looks like he couldn't score in a brothel in Amsterdam with 50 euros in his pocket. He's absolutely awful as a striker. Terrible. Gabriel Martinelli, it's like a train on a track. He can't turn left or right. He just runs in a straight line. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to him. He's done. He's been space jammed. We need to loan him to Sao Paulo reserves. Let him restart again. Take him to the favelas. Play street football. That'll teach him a thing or two. What is going on at this football club? Seriously. What is going on at this football club? The football is dreadful. The transfer window was an embarrassment. People dressed it up to try and be Mr. Positive. Just be Mr. Real. Be real. Be real with what you believe. When you sign Jorginho, if you think that's a bad signing, say it's a bad signing. Don't lie and go, oh, Ballon d'Or nominee 2018. Yeah, 2018, mate. Not now. Trossard, what did he do on that pitch today? Why can't Ethan Nwaneri get a start for this football club? Because he's 17. He did more in 8 minutes than Trossard did in 82 minutes. What's Raheem Sterling doing at this football club? Apart from scoring goals in training videos the day before the game. Then he puts out an Instagram post saying Inter Milan away. Yeah, you're only there for vibes, mate. Vibes cartel. Because you don't come on the pitch. You got plaits and a HD cut shape up. You look sharp, to be fair, but on the pitch you don't exist. You're about as useful as the corner flag. What did we go and get him from Chelsea for? I knew in 10 minutes I had to sign him. I was convinced. Why? What did he say to you in those 10 minutes? Well, you know what I mean? What was the point in bringing... You might as well have kept Reece Nelson than bring this guy to the football club. He's here for no reason. Don't worry, everyone, though. Don't worry. Just before I end this, because there'll be some of you fuming. Some will be laughing. Some will be angry. Martin Odegaard's back. Don't worry, everyone. He's in the squad for Inter Milan away. He'll save us. Do you know how long he played today? 3 minutes. So clearly he isn't fit. You took him there for vibes. You probably wasn't going to bring him on. You only brought him on because Havertz bust his head open. His head was bleeding. Odegaard comes on for 3 minutes. We all said, Odegaard, give him 20, 30 minutes, ready to start against Chelsea. He's played 3 minutes, so the likelihood is he doesn't start against Chelsea. So the likelihood is Trossard starts because he ain't brave enough to start Nwaneri at Stamford Bridge. He'll start Trossard against Caicedo, who's probably one of the most informed centre mids in the Premier League at the moment. And we all know how that might look. I mean, Declan Rice should be back, but then again, he might not be back because we've heard before that a player will be fit for the weekend and then he isn't. But anyway, they said, some people saying you're overreacting. It's our first defeat in the Champions League. Okay, cool. No problem. I'll I'll chill, people. No goals in our last 4 games away in the Champions League. We're outside of the top 8 in the Champions League. We play Sporting Lisbon next to a second and have an actual real goal scorer. The goal scorer I said we should have signed in the summer, who now is probably so good that we can't get him because Barcelona want him, Man City, Man United. Clubs will just throw money at him in the summer. If you're ambitious, you pay the release clause in January and try and get him. But we won't, because we want Benjamin Sesko in the summer. The 6'5" giraffe who's got 3 goals this season, while Gyökeres has got 16. Yeah, that'll save us. Anyway, Chelsea this weekend. Cole Palmer's waiting for us. He's probably going to freeze us like Sub-Zero this weekend. For all my Mortal Kombat fans from back in the day, you'll understand. Arsenal lose again. I'm not even mad right now because I feel like I'm used to it, which is a bad thing. The manager, for me, his time's coming to an end. I think the longer he stays at this football club, the more damage he's going to do. And I tell you something, Saliba will be on the phone to his agent going, what are Real Madrid saying, bro? Because Madrid's defence didn't look that good last night. He'll probably be going, you know what, maybe I will go Madrid. Because I wouldn't mind winning trophies and living in Madrid, in Spain, in the sun, and playing good football. Not playing anti-attacking football where we're actually conceding more goals than we did last season anyway. So for being extra defensive, we're actually worse defensively and we're worse going forward. I'm going to get out of here before I say something I regret. I'm going to watch some NBA because you need a break from football. You need a break from Arsenal because that was garbage. Yeah, they tried. Yeah, they put 40-odd crosses in. Yeah, they had about 20 corners. How many top saves did that goalkeeper Sommer have to make? One. The one from Havertz, far corner. Apart from that, easy night's work. Rested 4 of their best players. They were concentrating on Napoli on Sunday. Simone Inzaghi don't even rate us. People, I'm out of here. Chelsea at the weekend. We lost. We didn't score. And Arteta's not the guy you thought he was. I called him Pep's cone, man. Now you can see why. Take care. See you all soon, people. Bless.